Here's a few things that we need to work on as distance runners and trail runners. Our cadence, our stride length, our core stability, vertical oscillation, just to name a few. We strive to get that textbook perfect running form that we read about in books and magazines. We want to run like our heroes, injury-free. But there's a huge problem with you trying to run with proper form, potentially. Hear me out. In 3 points. Salut, c'est Stéphane from Safe Motions. So let's say you're an overstrider, which means your foot lands too far forward as you try to run and reach further with your stride. On top of that, maybe you're a true heel striker, which is common with overstriding. If you're not sure what a true heel striker is, just check out my video where I explain when it's okay to heel strike, link in the description. And on top of that, you also have a nagging pain somewhere, perhaps your knee, perhaps your hip, perhaps your back. What you don't need to do is radically change from heel striking to forefoot striking in minimalist shoes. You'd be potentially exposing yourself to more injuries. This has actually been well documented in research papers, and it could lead to a lot of frustrations. This is what happened when the barefoot running movement picked up. Plenty of runners just went too fast in their transitioning and got injured. Point number 1. What is the smallest minimal change that you can make in the right direction? When you find that out, do that. So for example, if you're an overstrider and a heel striker, aim to increase your running cadence. Don't change your style of shoes, don't increase your stride length, don't run forefoot, just one change at a time. Once your body has integrated this and you're comfortable with your new running form, then integrate the next smallest minimal change, like making sure your body is leaning forward from the ankles, for example. Small incremental changes will prevent pain further down the road. Point number 2. Your running form might be a consequence of imbalances in your body. Perhaps you have an anterior pelvic tilt, which forces you to heel strike. That pelvic tilt could be because of tight hips, maybe because they're weak, and unresponsive glutes, or maybe because they're weak. So when you're running, as you're trying to fix your anterior pelvic tilt by maybe tilting it backwards and engaging your abs, then you might actually be working against yourself. You're fighting against those tight hip flexors and those inactive glutes. Your running efficiency is going to go down just because of that extra workload. You shouldn't be distracted by trying to fix those when you're running at the expense of your running comfort. So does that mean keep on running the way you do? Well, if you have imbalances to fix, then work on those outside of running. You know it's coming. Do your homework in terms of mobility and strength. Strengthen and lengthen your hip flexors, strengthen your core and your glutes. Do some therapeutic exercises. The idea is to find a compromise between the textbook perfect form and what makes you an efficient runner at any given moment. So hopefully working on strength and mobility will help you fixing your form, but still maintain your running efficiency so that your form and your performance don't break down over longer distances. Which brings me to point number 3, which is the most important in my opinion, aside from liking this video if you're liking it so far. As you fatigue on long runs, your imbalances will start to take over and your form will start to break down. Your imbalances will consolidate. If you run too often in a fatigued state, then that bad form really becomes a habit and you're sort of drilling it in. Then you're allowing your form to deteriorate. So you might be starting to spend most of your running time in that deteriorated running form. Why do I always say hard words? Deteriorate. Détériorer. It's much easier in French. For that specific reason, it is exactly when you fatigue that you should focus the most on your running form. You've done your strength and conditioning, you've done your mobility work, so you've created the potential for running with good form. Take that opportunity. Focus on the right muscles as your form breaks down. As a bonus, this might take your mind off of the fatigue and the running tiredness, because when you're tired, things get harder. And what commonly breaks down when we fatigue is knee drive and push-off power. So make sure you pick good exercises to improve those 2 things, like in this video right here. And I'll see you there. À bientôt.